Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're gonna get started on the Mafex Psylocke. Psylocke. I don't know what's wrong with me, but yeah, we're gonna talk about Mafex Psylocke from the X-Men, Quanon, Betsy Braddock. It doesn't matter. There's a long, convoluted history behind that, which I will not get into. But if you read more comics, it'd still be confusing, so it doesn't even matter. So yeah, first off, I want to start by saying Mafex has been killing it lately. There's no doubt about it. It's crazy because I really like the Psylocke, but I do have some minor nitpicks. And I mean, this is even me saying it's a nitpick. I'm reaching on this one. But there are a couple of things I would have liked. But everything else, I gotta say, it's really solid on this Psylocke. So let's begin to talk about it. So yeah, first let's talk about our head sculpt, because this is 100% a banger. Like, I don't, there we go. There we go. Look at this sculpt. Oh, no, can we get... I want a better focus. I don't know what's up with my focus. There it is. Yeah. Because I want to say that Mafex has gone from one of those things where the paint job wasn't all right to look at this now. Sculpt is amazing. I really think that they nailed it here. Perfect Studio, the sculptor, did an excellent job. So yeah. Even the hair in the paint has a nice little black wash in it. So you can see the color highlights difference. I love it. I love everything about this. And as we can see, we do get a nice little bit of movement. So we can actually tilt side to side. We can go forwards and we can go backwards, but her hair will get in the way. It's not made of soft plastic. Actually it is soft plastic. You would have to heat it up to move it. I would have preferred a nice bit of movement there, but I can't really gripe on how nicely this came out. Like it's seriously very nice. So we do have a butterfly joint inside. We can move around our joint. We can move our arm up, but she can't hit a perfect T-pose, which is a little bit of a bummer, but she does have bicep swivel and she is double jointed. So we have a very nice trade-off there, but you can't hit that perfect T-pose. But again, very nice range and mobility. We can tuck our arm pretty far. It gets a little stiff towards the end, so please be careful not to ruin your toy that way. We do have a really solid ball joint as well. As far as the upper torso goes, I'm going to move back a little bit, swap our focus out. We can see that on the upper torso, we can still tilt side to side, and we have a generous forward ab crunch. That with the lower ab crunch will allow you to have a great range for doing anything truly ninjutsu or you know, truly Psylocke at the time. I was about to say Braddock, but again, that's a long convoluted history. We can lift our leg up, getting pretty far, which is really cool. We can extend outward in many which ways. I don't like that they went with the non-swivel here, right above where her bands are. I thought that would have been a perfect opportunity for that thigh swivel there. Instead, they kind of opted out to not give her that. And I'm a little confused by that because it was a perfectly scaled opportunity to give her maximum range and articulation. But because of that, we don't have that maximum range. We have to do awkward poses like this. So I would have loved a thigh swivel there. It would have been perfect. We do have an excellent double joint. We have super generous ankle pivot that Mafex has been dishing out consistently, and a toe pivot as well. But again, I'm truly confused by the way that they gave it literally no swivel there, because that would have allowed a great form of more articulation here for doing some really cool poses. As you can see here, she can actually hit them still, but it just doesn't give you the range you could have had before without it looking a little awkward here. So I would have loved that. But again, like I said, that's me nitpicking. I could have gone with that, but again. So yeah, that's me pushing things to the limits. I'm sorry, y'all. But as you can see here, you can still hit front kicks. Well, these are high jump kicks. I'm sorry about that. These are high jumping kicks. And as far as other martial arts moves, you have the split midair kick. You have the under roundhouse. You even get a drop down too on this thigh. So you can hit certain ninjutsu moves with no problem. You can still be a cool ninja that Betsy Braddock / Quanon is. And it's really cool. But again, with that, it would have definitely hit that major stride of a perfect Psylocke figure. So instead of perfect, we're going to go with near perfect, which is easily just as good. It's like having an A-. It's still an A, right? So yeah, that's what we got as far as looks. As far as our little band here, this waistband moves around. It doesn't stick necessarily directly to the waist area, but that's okay because it is a part swapping maneuver. So we'll get into that by getting Quanon. I'm sorry. I'm trying to just say Psylocke, but I'm reading the current comics and I'm stuck in that mode, that Krakoa mode. So I'm sorry, y'all. By the way, this is definitely an early 90s look, as she does not necessarily go by this look anymore. It's definitely a more darker blue, and these are solid on each side, which I don't mind the early 90s look. I actually love it. It gives it that asymmetrical look, which I enjoy asymmetrical looks. But now we're going to talk about their accessories, and this is where we begin to get into another thing. So let's talk about that. First things first, we have our grit teeth sculpt, which I think is still pretty solid. And we have the hair whooshing to the side. So this means that now we have a little bit more mobility when doing certain things. Let's swap this around because this is actually supposed to face forward to give you the best range. And when you pop this head on, as you can see here, we get a little bit more range and freedom, right? But as you can see, my peg is sitting a little to the side, so you know what that means, right? There we go. Now, in terms of other things like hand accessories, I cannot say again how much I adore that Mafex is putting them on these tiny trees. It helps wonderfully to show off to you guys. So we have our open palm hands, open action flat palms, right? I do love that they did the finger strap over the gloves. I love that they did that. We have closed fist. These are important for punching your opponents. Definitely very important. You will get sword holding hands. Very important when you want to cut somebody, whether it's with a sword or a psychic knife. And then you have psychic hands. And these have a little tab in them for your psychic port parts. When you open up, you'll get 2 of these, one for each hand. And you can just plug the tab in. You got to be careful when taking it out. I suggest that you lift or pull exactly. Don't like lift up or you can wiggle it out. As you can see, the effect looks pretty cool here. And again, I personally just rotate it out. I twist out. That's why I get it off without popping. I always worried about breaking things because of my ridiculous strength, so I have to be very careful. Then you will get a new band. This one flows outward and it holds her 2 swords. Now, let's swap that on real fast. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pop out this under torso. We're gonna just wiggle this out. We're gonna have this just sit through and pop the torso back on. Assuming that I could do this on, yep, I can do it on camera. I could do this, y'all. There we go. I love when you hear that ball joint pop. So on the backhand side, you will see her swords. Let's talk about the sword issue. And this is probably one of the other things that bugs me. So with the swords, right, you will get these 2 without the tabs. You'll get 2 sheath swords, which is pretty cool. One of mine's came bent to the side, so that kind of sucks. But with these, right, to swap it out and make this look cool, you would have to pop this out and then pop them on this. Now, again, I don't mind doing this per se, but this was a golden opportunity to be able to swap it out by just having sword with sheaths. That would have been great. But here we are, still doing part swapping, which I would have, like I said, I would have definitely preferred just being able to unsheath swords, because the unsheathed swords actually look really, really great. They're very thin, soft plastic, so hopefully they don't break very easily. But these would have been great to just basically constantly sheath and unsheath and save you that little bit of extra plastic. I think this one was a little over-engineered. But again, this is me and my ability to constantly break things. So this may be actually great for other people who don't want to lose things or constantly take out a bunch of items. So I'm looking at it on the bright side for others, while I may not like it, right? So there you have that. Now we're going to talk about her psychic knives. You'll actually get 2 of these. You'll see the fist inside, so you don't have to worry about which one is left, which one is right. You can tell by the outside tab that this one is left and this one is right because it'll match hands. The psychic knives, also a little bit of soft plastic here, so hopefully no breakage if it falls from a high area. And I like that they gave the zoom sound. You can actually hear the vroom vroom. Especially if you've played Marvel Superhero vs. Street Fighter. This will give you that reminiscing feel of it, especially with like the psychic blast punch parts, right? So you actually get cool things like this. And that about wraps up all the accessories for Psylocke, looking really cool. Now, whether or not Psylocke is going to be tall or not, this is where it gets funny, because unfortunately I do not have the Revoltech Psylocke anymore, but you can go to Isaac Wan Toys on IG. I'll put the link in the description directly to his page. Shout out to Isaac, who's always showing off all the goodies, doing all the size comparisons. I appreciate you giving everyone a first-hand look, because you're out there in Hong Kong doing your thing. So I appreciate you, brother. So yeah, let's jump into the size comparison. I do have my Marvel Legends Psylocke still, so we'll use her in size comparison as well. And I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, now we're gonna jump into the size comparison with my squeaky ass chair still squeaking. First things first, let us do other Mafex stuff so we can see what's going on with that. Let's do Wolverine. So here we are with Mafex Wolverine. Wolverine is supposed to be 5'3". Psylocke is supposed to be, I guess, listed at 6 feet, but her height is variable. But as you can see here, she is tiny. She is very tiny. Here we are with Cyclops. Cyclops is always listed at least 6'1", right? Or 6'2" or something like that. So here we are getting that height comparison. Is she the tallest? No. So that's going to be a little disappointing for you height perfectionists. It's probably going to bum you out. But, you know, I don't really see a problem. But I know this will bother others. So I want to put that out there for you. Let's remove these two guys. Let us do Gumbutt. So here's Gambit, right? Gambit's super duper tall. I believe Gambit's always listed at a crazy tall height, or at least he seems that way. And then we're going to compare to the Marvel Legends Psylocke, because I don't have my Revoltech anymore. Again, you can check it out through Isaac Wong Toys. Link will be in the description. So yeah, that's my heat on. I gotta deal with that. It's freezing up here. It's like 20 degrees today. But yeah, here we are. As you can see here, it doesn't look as good as this one. There's a larger head, but the body's about the same height, which is pretty crazy. Did not expect that. So they do stand close enough in height, but she does have the larger head. I might take the band from her and pop it on there and see how it looks, because I actually like how this one looks on there. So yeah. Next up, we'll compare with some other X-Men. So let's try the main man, Beast, because we're doing 90s blue and gold team. So why not have some fun? Beast is a large character. He looks absolutely fantastic, and it feels like he fits in with this style. It really does. Next up, we'll do Marvel Legends Rogue. So you can see Rogue and her stand about this close in the same height, but our head differences, body proportions are going to throw that a bit off. Then we got my main man, Nightcrawler, also known as Elf to some, depending on who you're talking to in the X-Men squad. I'm not going to bother fixing those legs right now. On the larger side, we do have Colossus, in case you ever want to, you know, do a psychic fastball special, right? Ooh, and here's a Marvel Legends Wolverine, in case you want to mix and match your stuff, right? I know this guy's actually a lot smaller, so this actually works out for those who want to put that smaller scale on there. Next up, in case you want to do your X-Men versus Street Fighter, here is SHF Ken to actually compare. I think that's a really good size, and just for fun, I'm going to throw in Sakura, because she was featured in some of those adventures as close to the alpha era as possible, right? Now we're going to mix and match some other stuff. So here we are with Articulated Icons Ninja Master, and I am all here for ninjas and Psylocke and Wolverine teaming up and doing cool stuff. That's going to be fun. Oh, I could do an Ogun, because you can use this as an Ogun mask. Not close enough, but it's good, right? Here's a Lightning Collection Blue Ranger. That's police in the background being police. Here we are with a G.I. Joe Classified Snake Eyes. This is on the Commando style body. In case you want to mix and match with some MCU stuff, here is the Falcon, right? And what's left? Yeah. As usual, here's our boy Cougar. He has to make an appearance, so someone will notice. Here we are with SH Fig Arts Kamen Rider Cougar. I have to open up my new one for the 50th anniversary. And then last but not least, here we are with a Mythic Legions Baron Boligar with a custom head by Nikki Nicole Cheney. I think that sums up a lot of this. Yeah, I think I've covered as much as I can. If I missed something, it's probably because I don't have it or I didn't think of it. But I'm pretty sure someone will come up with it. The internet is a cool place and mostly used for good. Hopefully no longer for evil. But yeah, I had minor gripes with it, but overall I think it came out to be a fantastic figure. But again, if my nitpicks were not enough. I'm pretty sure other people will review it, and you can check out their styles and what they like reviewing it. As usual, thank you for watching. I'm glad you came through. I hope that you're loved and that you feel loved. And if not, just know that I love you. I hope you guys are well, for real. It's the holiday season. That seasonal depression does kick in for some. So please take your vitamin D, exercise, try to think about the light side of things where you can. And as always, please be good, do good, drink your water, guys. Later.